Our next guest is a Golden Globe-nominated actress and Grammy-winning country music star. She stars in Big Sky, Deadly Trails, which premieres September 21st on ABC. Let's take a look.
How's it look?
Well, it's crooked, hon. Pull it up on the right just a little bit.
That's good enough.
Now, Buck, these people pay good money for luxury backcountry experience. Least you can do is hang the damn sign straight.
Well,
This is a new site for us, hon. We gotta make it shine.
I'm aware of that.
What was that?
Love you, dear.
Please welcome back to the show, Reba McEntire, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Nice.
So happy to have you here, Reba. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
It's great to have you. You play the questionable owner of a glamping site on this show, and I'm wondering if you have done any glamping in real life.
Absolutely not.
What about camping? Any
No.
camping?
No.
Okay, why now? Not even growing up, you never went camping?
No. My idea of camping is Holiday Inn.
Okay.
How many agree with me?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Now, to be fair,
Yep.
that probably to some degree is because you did grow up on a ranch, and so the allure of camping probably had, I
No,
get it.
we were up in the hills gathering cattle, working cattle. I got lost several times. Me and my little sister Susie and Allison Pake knew where they were going. We never did.
Yeah.
So it was 8,000 acres. So we got lost, and
Right.
so I wanted to be home.
Yeah. So you would accidentally go camping.
Unplanned.
Unplanned camping. You have said, and this does make some sense to me, growing up on a ranch helped you both as a musician and as an actor because you have to take a lot of direction on a ranch. What kind of direction are you receiving?
When we leave, Daddy, this is Daddy talking. All right, we're going to take these 150 head of cattle on down there. You set in that gate, make sure nobody gets around, gets back up in the hills. And you heard about a fourth of that. So you're going, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And he'd ride off, and I'd say, Grandpap, what did he say? He said, set in the gate. I said, okay.
There you go.
And you better be in that gate when Daddy gets back.
So you could take direction. Well, we actually have a blooper reel from your show, Reba, where you are receiving direction.
Oh, no.
Because it seems that everyone involved thinks that your pronunciation of the word ice sounds a little bit too much like ass.
Even on my phone, when I dictate a message, it does that.
Really?
Yes. I say iced tea, and it goes ass tea. I'm like, I did not say that.
Don't accidentally ever like order on Amazon by voice. You know, you never want the ass tea to show up. Let's take a look at this reel real quick.
Okay.
What's wrong with chewing ass? Chewing ass. Chewing ass. Ass. Ass.
Even the judge thought
Even
that
the
was
judge,
funny.
yeah. I have to ask about a cameo you did in one of my favorite films from the last couple of years called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar with
Thank
Kristen
you.
Wiig.
Thank you.
And you played was it a water sprite? What did they say?
Water spirit.
Water spirit.
Not
Excuse
a
me.
Sprite, and kind of like a water Coke or water 7-Up.
Excuse me, it's a water spirit. And now, how do you, when you get a call, how do they explain it to you, what you're being offered?
Well, I was just like you when they said you're going to be playing a water spirit. And I said, like a mermaid? No. Then what's a water spirit? They're kind of like a mermaid. See, a mermaid.
I think mermaid's pretty close
I
to
do
what you
too.
And you just showed up for a couple days, jumped in the water, and knocked it out, right?
Yeah, it was in the bay there in Cancun.
Well, so that's not a bad way to
Heck
do a couple
no.
days' work.
Loved it. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, they're very fun. Annie and Kristen.
Oh
pretty
my
fun
gosh,
people
we
be
got
around.
to go out and eat dinner with them.
Oh, that's
And they had just come from Mexico City where they got food poisoning.
Yep.
Oh my God. So they told us all that story. They're hysterical.
Well, that's a fun story to hear at dinner.
Dang, I didn't think about that.
Hey, this is really cool. I guess it's the 45th anniversary of the first time you played the Grand Ole Opry.
It is.
What are your memories of that night?
Mom and Daddy and my sister Alice drove the 650, 700 miles from Oklahoma to be with me at my debut of the Grand Ole Opry, because we've been going there forever, all my life. Matter of fact, that's about the only vacation we took was to Nashville to see the Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman Auditorium. So when we pulled up to the back entrance of the Grand Ole Opry, Daddy rolled down his window, and the gentleman stepped up with his clipboard, and Daddy said, "Reba McEntire, perform on the show tonight." And that guy went, "Not tonight." My heart stopped, and Daddy said, "Well, feller, what do you think we ought to do?" He said, "Well, I suggest you go home." He said, "Well, we can't do that. We drove 600, 700 miles to get here." So I said, "Daddy, let's go across the interstate to the Get and Go, and I'll call my agent." So I did. He said, "You just go right back there." We pulled up again, and the guy said, "Right over there, number 28, Mr. McEntire. So glad y'all are here."
Wow.
And then I got inside and got my little outfit on, and they came up to me and said, "Reba, we're going to have to take one of your songs tonight." I said, "I only get to do one?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Why?" They said, "Well, Dolly Parton just pulled in the parking lot, and we're going to give her one of your songs." I said, "Shoot, she can have both of them. Can I meet her?"
Wow, so the first night, Dolly was on the bill the same night you did your first performance at the Grand Ole Opry. That's
How
really
about that?
something.
Yeah.
How about that? And you're back on tour this year as well. Is that
I
exciting?
am. Oh my gosh, we're so excited. We went January, February, March touring, and we hadn't toured in 2 years. And that's the first time, I just don't know when the last time was that I had 2 years off.
Yeah.
Ever. Never.
Wow.
Never. And so we had it ready to go out on tour January 2020. And COVID hit. And so we'd been sitting around waiting for the opportunity to go back out. And we got to do January this year and had a blast. And the crowds were magnificent.
Yeah, so they're so grateful to
They
just be out
were
again and
so
see
ready
live
to,
stuff.
to hear live music. And boy, we gave our best shows, worked our hardest.
Well, I would expect nothing less. It's
Thank you.
always such a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for making time for us tonight.
My pleasure.
Reba McEntire, Big Sky Deadly Trails premieres September 21st on ABC. We'll be right back with more Late Night.